To call the meeting to order. It is 5:04. The regular meeting is May 25th, 2022. We are all present, and I'd like to thank everyone in the audience for joining us tonight. However, due to the tragic attack at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, I would like to adjourn tonight's meeting to June the 1st to take the time to remember the victims. Following the adjournment, we will proceed with the vigil. Would any of my colleagues like to say a few words? I'll start with Mayor Pro Tem Jimenez. Okay, Councilmember Torres.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I think just this evening, very simply, my heart definitely goes out to the families and friends of the victims and to the nation as a whole. This is just yet another tragedy that we've suffered in an extremely short amount of time. And I'll be sharing some comments later, but I think what's most appropriate for now is just really to come together in a spirit of just appreciating what we have here and understanding just how valuable our lives are and keeping those victims in our thoughts. Thank you.
Councilmember Melendez.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, I know there's a lot of thoughts and on what happened yesterday, and I think it's important for us to take a moment and take a step back and just spend time with our loved ones. For those that have kids, to spend time with your kids. I think it's been a tough day for many people, and I think all of us here in this country, we've taken a hit. So I think it was important for us to do this for all of our staff and for all the residents, for everyone to today is just a day to just spend time with your family, spend time with your loved ones, appreciate them every time. And again, my heart goes out to all the children, all the innocent lives that were lost, and to all the families that were impacted one way or another. Thank you.
Councilmember Peralta.
Yes, similarly to echo my colleagues' comments, these past 2 days have been extremely tough to, see the tragic events unfold and seeing the pain that not only Texas is feeling, but all across the country. And I would like to send my sincerest prayers and deepest love to all the victims' families and the community and those affected by this senseless act of violence. I would like to, after all comments have been made, for my colleagues to consider a motion to introduce a proclamation and declare June 3rd as Gun Violence Awareness Day. Nationally, on this day, we honor and remember the victims and survivors of gun violence, and I feel that it's appropriate for our city to join this effort. And that concludes my comments. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Mayor Pro Tem Jimenez.
I don't think there are really any words that can ever comfort any parent anywhere across the country. And I wasn't with my children yesterday, but as soon as I arrived after this conference, although they're 15 and 12, I've always been the one to drop them off and pick them up from school. So it's an awkward feeling when I'm not there for these moments. Just today, I work until late every day, but I was very grateful, and I want to thank staff and this whole team for allowing us and the staff to be able to do this today. And for those who are parents that work every day to ensure that our city is thriving, I'm glad that everyone gets to go home and be with their children. And while no moment of silence and no heartfelt condolence or prayer can ever bring these children back to their loved ones, I want to make sure that everyone understands that our broken hearts and our condolences and our solidarity is with everyone, not just the parents, but the caregivers and the teachers and the spouses of the teachers whose lives were taken And also on a whole different level, while these things continue to happen and we continue to keep having these moments of silence, we need to act and talk to our congressional representatives and our Senate representatives to ensure that they take the proper and the appropriate actions to ensure that these things don't continue happening. Because we know some of us have friends, some of us have acquaintances, some of us have neighbors, some of us have commissioners that are pro-gun and they're not okay with thinking about gun reform or gun law, because that's where this all it stems from. And while I'm not for anyone's Second Amendment rights to be taken away, this is part of the problem. And, next week, it could be a child here in one of our unified school district. And while, we need to take the proper steps, and everything does take time, but we need to take these actions, because I can't, it's Texas and California that are up there with these numbers, with these mass shootings, and it's just, it's not something that any parent, like no parent should have to bury their child. So I want to get this over and done with so we can all go home. For us that have children, just be with our kids.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm not a parent. I don't understand like what my colleague says, but to drop somebody off, that's like your most precious possession basically, and not be able to pick them up at the end of the day is difficult for anyone. And even, the teachers went to work just to go to work, and you think school is safe. Like, what's safe anymore for us? We think church is safe, and church is even, you have to look over your shoulder everywhere now. And, we're here, we're gonna grieve, we're gonna do this vigil, and I think we need to look at business on June 1st, because I want, if you see staff isn't here, except for a few, because I just wanted them to go home and hug their families. Because you don't know. You don't know. You can be gone in a second. And not just violence, it could be an accident, it could be, anything, just, you don't know. So do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Okay, this meeting is adjourned until June the 1st at 5 o'clock. Now I'd like to start the vigil. If I can ask the Montebello Unified School Board members to join us on the dais. So I wanted to show us together in solidarity. So we have with us our school board members, president, but all of us here at the city of Montebello, like all across our country in this moment, are sad, are sickened, beyond shocked at the latest national tragedy that occurred yesterday at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. While our federal leaders debate how and where and what must happen next, we stand with our nation, our citizens, in mourning and grieving for those lost in this unspeakable and horrific tragedy. We'd like to symbolically light these candles this evening here in the council chambers to represent the children and adults who were lost. 1 grandmother, 2 teachers, and 19 young children. And I ask everyone watching, our residents at home, those present here in the evening, to join us in a moment of silence. Thank you. It's beyond words to say that these events can't and shouldn't happen. As the pain of this tragedy unfolds and is debated, I beg our community and our residents to please pay attention to the well-being of those around you, and always say something and ask for help if you know something is just not right. Whatever the cause or reason underlying this awful horror, we are all reminded to look out and to care for one another in our own day-to-day lives. Help is available. As I announced at our last council meeting, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and this event all too painfully illustrates the need for each and every one of us to raise our voices together and to advocate for those who may need mental health support and to access care for any reason. This evening, we grieve with the families and the parents of those who have lost their lives to this senseless violence. Please join us as we live through this tragic moment. Let's help one another be kind and supportive as we go forward. As a council body, we consider our future actions in the face of this unprecedented violence. So, President Gutierrez, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to say my heart, my prayers, my thoughts are with the community from Texas, from Robb Elementary School. It's a moment where we all have to come together to unite, to show our love for our students, to provide resources for them to feel safe, for them to feel for this pain, to help them ease this pain, for all the mothers out there grieving, for the fathers grieving, even if it wasn't their students or children. I know many mothers or fathers are grieving with them today. So I'm here to extend my support, to be together, to unite, to make sure that our students here in Montebello Unified School District are safe, that they feel safe when they come to school, that their parents feel safe when they drop off their students at school. And thank you so much, Madam Mayor and the council, for inviting us today. My heart goes out to everyone in the community.
Thank you. Board Member Magana.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and thank you to the City Council here in Montebello for inviting us today and for hosting this vigil. My thoughts and prayers are also with the families of the students. I'm sorry. There are no words to describe how difficult this is. There are no words that can fix what's happened. And so we ask ourselves, what are we willing to do to protect the student's life? What would we do at that moment? And there is something courageous that we can do. We can let our voices be heard, and we can make a change when the change is needed. You can go out there and advocate, as we're doing here today, and bringing awareness to this issue. In the Montebello Unified School District, we take all of our students' safety as one of the highest priorities. But do we always need more resources and support? Yes. We have plans, we have drills. And unfortunately, our students have to practice what they would do if an intruder comes in with weapons and tries to take their lives. We have bags that could help someone from, we have bags that would help a student or a person that was shot to help them to stop bleeding. We have tourniquets, we have things that you would imagine you would have in a battlefield. And that's difficult because we can prepare, but the truth is that we need more resources for mental health, that we do need to keep making this issue a priority. And so thank you so much for hosting this, and thank you so much for providing the space to speak. Again, my thoughts and prayers are with the families of all of those that were lost. Thank you.
Thank you both. And thank you for, even before this, taking the actions to ensure that our students, our staff, your staff is safe. I feel you're a little biased because you guys are here in Montebello, but I'm really happy that you guys are taking the steps for their safety. So with that, I thank you all for joining us. Just just hug your loved ones. Tell them you love them. If you're having a spat over a disagreement, even if you feel that you're right, who cares? Just say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So, thank you.